we're going to celebrate the 25th anniversary of a film about time, love, regret, and the packages and volleyballs that define our lives, which means we're reviewing none other than Tom Hanks's iconic film, Castaway. We are celebrating the 25th anniversary now because the film was released on January 18th, 2001 in Australia.
Yeah, because it was released in December 22nd, I think, to 2000 for us.
Yeah. I think Australian cinemas were like, that's not a Boxing Day movie. We can't put that out at Christmas or Boxing Day. Even though, technically a Christmas movie.
And no, it's not a Christmas movie. This does not count. Stop it. Stop trying to make it a thing.
Christmas presents, Christmas dinner.
Fine. If this is a Christmas movie, then Die Hard absolutely is a Christmas movie, whether you want to admit it or not. It's the same concept, buddy. Same concept.
No. The whole theme of this movie is sometimes you just got to get through. Keep living. Just keep living, and it'll eventually swings and roundabouts come back the other way, and you'll be all right. But yeah, it's tough. Obviously, Wilson becomes an emotional anchor, gives him something to bounce back and forward on and get through those difficult moments as well. Welcome to the commentary booth, where we watch, and you guessed it, commentate on the week that was in movies and TV. I'm your host and play-by-play commentator, Jamie Apps, and each week I'm joined by a rotating cast of colour commentators to help you find your next viewing treat. This week I'm joined by an impact fee technician who lists their favourite movie as A Nightmare on Elm Street and favourite TV show as Golden Girls. Welcome back to the show, Rattle Pants, Corrina Mabey.
Rattle, rattle, rattle. Oh, it's a great start to this episode. Already on the chaos train. It's great. How you doing? What's up? How's it going on the other side of the world?
It's fine.
It's fine.
The weather is mental.
Hey, at least you guys aren't trying to acquire Greenland.
That's true. But we're either on fire or now we're flooding.
Oh, I mean, I don't like either of those options. We're freezing currently, and then it'll be back into normal 80-degree Florida weather next week. Because Florida doesn't know if she wants to be hot or cold. She's kind of like that Katy Perry song.
Well, they predicted that we would get 100 mils of rain in 2 days, so that's fun.
Is that a above average for this time of
That's
year, or is that average? Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's
a lot.
2/3 of me in
that's a lot.
In a day.
Is that out of the ordinary? Is it a very yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, it shouldn't be raining at all.
But global warming's not a thing. That doesn't exist.
No. And then there was so much rainfall down on the Great Ocean Road the other day that it washed cars out into the ocean.
Oh shit, for real? Fuck me. Yeah. That's insane. Meanwhile, we have the frozen iguanas in South Florida that are falling out of trees right now. That's our excitement during the cold weather.
The world is great.
Yeah, we're fantastic. We're absolutely out of our minds. Insane. It's cool.
But if we wanted to escape that, all we have to do is go and survive on an island. But instead, we're going to celebrate the 25th anniversary of a film about time, love, regret, and the packages and volleyballs that define our lives, which means we're reviewing none other than Tom Hanks's iconic film, Castaway, which is an American survival drama film directed and produced by Robert Zemeckis, who is most famous for this movie, Castaway, as well as Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Back to the Future 1 and 2, Forrest Gump, The Polar Express, and Flight. The film is written by William Broyles Jr., who is notable for Apollo 13, Entrapment, The Polar Express, and Jarhead. We are celebrating the 25th anniversary now because the film was released on January 18th, 2001 in Australia.
Yeah, because it was released in December 22nd, I think, to 2000 for us.
Yeah. I think Australian cinemas were like, that's not a Boxing Day movie. We can't put that out at Christmas or Boxing Day. Even though, technically a Christmas movie.
That's fucking... Let me just rewind for a second. The director of this movie has such a wide range of films under him. So like Who Framed Roger Rabbit is by far one of my favorite like cult classics. And have you ever seen Roger Rabbit? Because if not, we are going to be watching. So it's the crazy movie that combines Universal, well, technically Warner Brothers characters and Disney characters all in one movie. It's like an anomaly and it'll never happen again. It's iconic. But the fact that he did that and then Back to the Future and this, it's like there are so many random movies in his like repertoire. I'm impressed that he can do all of these things. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, and from
Yeah.
the looks of it, he just likes working with Tom Hanks as well.
Yeah, because Polar Express, like that's another
Castaway,
huge.
Forrest Gump, Polar Express.
Yeah, those are huge, and they're huge Tom Hanks movies. It's not like a small thing, you know. It's big Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah, I imagine they had success with this, and then they went, right, let's just keep working together. So they did
Yeah,
3 in a row after that.
it's like Martin Scorsese with Leonardo DiCaprio, right? Like, doesn't he like always put Leo in his movies?
Recently,
Yeah,
he's using him a lot, yeah.
yeah. So if it works, it works. You know, I mean, if you got good chemistry, go for it. But yeah, I don't under like. I mean, I guess you guys were hesitant to release this kind of a movie, but this movie would have been fantastic to release on that kind of a holiday weekend for y'all. Like,
Yeah, it's just weird. Like Boxing Day, they tend to go for the like real general audience ones, which this ended
okay,
up being. But they go for like your big blockbuster Marvels, Avatars, the kids movies,
guaranteed box office smashes.
which this one ended up being. But I don't know how much faith they had in it because the budget was $90 million. The box office ended up being $429.6 million.
That's insane. And to be fair, like it doesn't sound like when you listen or when you read the like synopsis of this movie, it doesn't sound like it's anything monumental at all. Like it just sounds like a very run of the mill, like almost boring movie. Like I really want to watch a guy just get stranded
Yeah,
and
well,
that's it. Like that's the whole movie is a guy is stranded on an island. Like doesn't sound great.
especially the way it's described too. It's described as a FedEx executive undergoes a physical and emotional transformation after crash landing on a deserted island. You're like, FedEx executive, not the most enthralling job title or character
Yeah.
to get into, and then it's from the sounds of it just him being stuck on a deserted island by himself. That's not going to be all that enthralling. But
Yeah, it sounds boring as hell, and the fact that it actually ends up being so much more than that is crazy. Because rewatching this, obviously, when this came out, I was pretty young. I can't believe I get to see that I was pretty young. But then I fast forward and I'm like, wow, I'm old now because this movie is so old. Um, but when I watched this movie, I was like, whatever, okay, because I was a young kid. But now looking back and rewatching it, I'm like, damn, that was a really good movie.
yeah, I remember always enjoying this, but yeah, it definitely has grown over the years in significance as well. And the cast, Tom Hanks is Chuck Nolan, the FedEx systems analyst. He obviously has to carry this movie because it's really
Him
only him. And
and a volleyball.
they, yeah, Wilson, the volleyball, was an addition that wasn't initially planned, but then it worked out because it allowed the Chuck Nolan character to talk when really he shouldn't be talking unless he's going bonkers,
Yeah,
which he kind of is going
is.
bonkers, but at least like he's directing his insanity at someone else. He's not just talking to himself.
Yeah, like he has made a persona out of this volleyball. So yes, he's nuts in the fact that he made like pretty much an imaginary friend out of a volleyball. But at the same time, I feel like he probably did that just so he could maintain his like normalcy of like, having that conversation. Because if you have nothing to talk to except for coconuts and fish that you're catching, I feel like that would get real old real quick and you would either become mute or just off yourself.
Yeah, well,
Eh.
he tries.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Another thing I like too about the idea of this guy being called Chuck Nolan. Have you seen what the abbreviation of what his name would be if he just did his first initial and last name?
See Nolan? Christopher Nolan.
Nope.
Well, that was what came into my head. I also thought of Chuck Norris. So every time someone says like Chuck, yeah, Chuck Nolan, I think of Chuck Norris. But no, what am I missing?
See no land.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, well, Clearly, I'm way cooler because I was just like, ooh, cool. Like, there could be so many different people that could come out of this. No, mm-mm.
No, you would just see no
See no
land,
land.
which is fitting given the theme of the movie.
Ay, 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 ay. Anyway, let's get this show on the road because we have a lot of craziness to talk about.
The other big name in this movie is Helen Hunt as Kelly, Chuck's girlfriend slash fiance.
Which she is in
Without
every
ever
Tom
actually doing it.
every Tom Hanks movie that has Helen Hunt, it's his love interest. Like they are always the love interest together. I think it works well though because they have great on-screen chemistry.
Yeah. And she's good in the parts she's in. She's just not in this movie a lot. This is all
It's Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks being Tom Hanks for the whole lot. Yeah, I just really enjoy this movie, and it's also crazy, like, the way it was produced too, because they filmed this in 3 parts over the course of a year and a half.
That's impressive.
So they had to film the first part where Tom was in Russia and like healthy, kind of overweight.
Yes.
FedEx executive guy. So he gained 50 pounds or 23 kilos for that to begin the filming process in pre-production. So that when he was then stuck on the island and lost a bunch of weight, the transformation was even more dramatic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they filmed all of the parts where he was supposed to be at his full body weight to start the movie. Then after most of that was done, they paused production. He went away for a few months and lost all the weight.
Oof.
Also grew his hair and beard out, so that's not
A wig.
prosthetics. That's his actual hair and beard.
So he looked
grew
like
out.
looked like a
He
mountain
looked
man
like
for
a
a
homeless
while.
man that just been living on an island.
Bum
They
it.
came back. They filmed all of those island scenes when he lost the weight in the 4 years later part.
Yeah.
And then once they filmed all that part and he got rescued, they took another break so that he could
Become normal.
get the weight back on and become more normal,
Yeah.
get a haircut, shave his face, all of that sort of stuff. So that was another 4 months
That's
gap.
insane.
And then they came back and filmed those bits at the end.
That would
is
take
just
such a
crazy.
toll. Yeah, that would take such a toll on your body, like having to, maintain a heavier weight and then just like lose it and then get it back again. Like I feel like your body would just not know what the heck it's doing. It's insane.
And obviously because it took such a long period to make this movie, the production crew and everything, rather than just let them all go and then potentially wind up with them kind of with competing interests and jobs and things like that overlap.
Sure.
What they did is Robert Zemeckis took the film crew and during the gaps went and filmed the movie What Lies Beneath.
Oh, I love that movie. That's one of my favorite Harrison Ford
So yeah,
movies.
they filmed over the course of a year and a half. They filmed two
Two films
at the same
That's
time.
That's crazy though, because like I don't think that really happens anymore, or if it does, like we wouldn't be knowing about it. But that is a genius, actually. Do you know how much more content could be put out there in the world if people actually had that thought process? Granted, like not everybody's making movies like Castaway where they have to send their main lead character, their only lead character, away to do this vigorous like dieting and stuff like that. But that's crazy to think that they were able to film 2 full-length feature films back to back like that.
Yeah, because I feel like these days they would potentially just CG him with all of the weight loss, but then or they would use like a fat suit.
Yeah.
But like the thing with using a fat suit is it's not necessarily in the face. Like I guess in like the Batman and the Penguin, Colin Farrell.
They have to put plastics like everywhere.
It's just that's a lot of work too. Like it's hours in a chair every day just to get the makeup done before you even start the day. So
yeah, and time is money. So like that's a lot. That's a whole lot.
Yeah, I think if you can have a production company that's willing to let you work on it in this way where you break it up and film other things in between, it's great. And it was probably great for all of the like crew, all of the like the grips and the cameramen and stuff, like knowing that we're employed instead of for 8 to 12 weeks.
We have
We're
like
going to
a
be
year and a
employed
half,
for
almost 2 years.
a year and a half,
Mm-hmm.
doing the same thing with the same people. Sweet,
Yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah, no, that's genius. That's a great idea. I think that's really, really cool, actually. Like super beneficial to everybody in that aspect, you know. And it doesn't put as much pressure either on people for like timelines. You know, obviously they do have a timeline, but I don't think it's as, you know, as much pressure to, oh, we have to stick to the exact 12, like our contract is only for 12 weeks. We have to get everything done in 12 weeks. This is a, hey, you guys have like a year and a half contract. Let's get 2 movies done in the time frame that this is at. It's a little bit longer.
Yep. And then, so if we go to the way the movie starts as well, I love the way the opening is framed with its kind of, you get the point of view of the package, the very first like package with the wings painted on the box, and like it traveling from the middle of nowhere, like Memphis or Texas or wherever they are in Texas, and then it goes all the way over to Russia. I love that framing of, okay, so we're like in some sort of postal service, and then we find out it's FedEx, and we see how obsessed with time Chuck is. It's kind of hard us.
Yeah. He kind of is like a stickler for everything, and he's just like, oh, well, this was 2 minutes late, which, you know, next time it'll be 4 minutes, and then 6 minutes, and then 8 minutes, and it's like, oh, okay, you've, like, his brain is working in so many different, like, ways. It's crazy, and the fact that he maintains that same thought process while he's on the island is absolutely crazy and bonkers to me, that you wouldn't just, like, I would go absolutely nuts if I just had numbers running through my head while I'm on an island somewhere by myself.
It's also probably why he survived too, because he is so obsessive and like has everything mapped out down to the T. Like we even see later, he's that obsessed with time that he builds a sundial calendar.
Yeah, like who would have done that? Who would have done that?
Just crazy.
Absolutely
Every single
bonkers.
day at the same time, he's just marking this little line of, okay, that's where the sun was there. That's where the sun was there. Once you have 365 notches, you've got a calendar.
Yeah. And I do love the angle of, you know, seeing things from like a package point of view. I think there's a couple movies I've watched that have done that same kind of similar thing where they're on like an assembly line and you can see something getting assembled, the whole like process of it and stuff like that. I think those are so fun. You know, and it just gives it a...
The Flamin' Hot Cheetos one did something like that where we followed like
I think so.
a Cheeto through the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah. So I think those are just really fun, and it adds a little bit more like excitement to it because you really get to see like how involved something like that is and why it's so important and why he wants this set schedule to like go exactly how it is, because there's so many different hands it has to go through to get on time.
And then also like he cracks it that it took 87 hours for the package that he sent from Memphis when he left to get to
Russia.
Moscow. 87 hours for that far? 25 years ago?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem so bad, really.
No, because it took me 2 weeks to get a box to you. So, like...
Yeah.
Granted, I didn't use
International
FedEx.
packages now take forever.
I didn't use FedEx because FedEx is like hundreds of dollars, like $400 plus to send anything overseas on FedEx, at least to you, because, you know, you love to be strange.
Yeah, I guess if you're paying that much, 87 hours does seem pretty slow, but like also, it's not that bad. It's only 3.5 days.
Yeah, to get through, it took 3 days to get through customs. Like, each time, like, customs through here and customs over there. Like, customs is no joke. That's a process right there in itself. So the fact that they got through everything in 3 days, yeah, bravo. You should not be batting an eye at that, dude.
Yep. And I love that like his colleagues keep bringing up the story of him stealing a kid's bike. Like it shows how obsessed he is with, got to get the job done.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, I will get to the end goal. And again, like that obviously plays into the survival aspect later of like whatever it takes.
Yes.
If I'm going to cut down every little like tree or fern or whatever it is to make these yards of rope that I need to shackle this makeshift raft together.
Yeah.
I'm going to cut down every single thing.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And then obviously FedEx is quite prominent in this. I did read that they didn't pay anything for that feature, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That they also weren't too keen on the idea when they were first pitched the story of a FedEx employee
Gets
is on a
stranded.
plane that crashes and gets stranded on an island for 4 and a bit years.
And packages are just left everywhere.
They're like, that's not a great look for us. But then once they sort of read the script, they're like, okay, this is actually like a feel-good story in the end when it initially seems quite dire.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't pay for it, but they gave all of the production team full access to the facilities, planes, uniforms, all of that sort of stuff.
Super cool.
The FedEx CEO at the time, Fred Smith, actually makes a cameo at the end when they're doing that like return speech.
Mm-hmm.
That is the actual FedEx CEO.
Oh, that's really cool.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously it worked out for them because they ended up with, after the movie came out, they had a massive boost in brand awareness and a 30% increase in job applications.
I mean, yeah, because everybody's signing up to become stranded on an island.
I think people were probably looking at like, they send people all over the world for this job.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take 3 holidays.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Go for it. Especially pilots.
And then also like, so before he even gets on the plane, the fateful crashed plane, he gives Kelly a Christmas present. A pager is a weird Christmas present, but it's also like a sign of the times. Late 90s. Yeah, everyone has a pager.
Beeper. That's so fun. Pagers were a thing. Like, I remember everybody having a pager. Like, I was way too young to even fathom a pager, but I do remember people just walking around with them. They were so bulky and annoying, and I never quite grasped the concept of them.
Yeah, I think once, like, SMS texting on phones became a thing, they quickly died out. But, like, the only people I ever, growing up, knew seeing have a pager was, like, doctors. And nurses and stuff at the hospital. They'd be carrying around a pager. I'd never see one outside of the hospital setting.
Yeah, that's definitely a sign of the times. But again, that's like when they had car phones instead of like everybody having cell phones. Like if you were rich, you had a car phone.
We had a car phone.
Okay, well,
gigantic.
Yeah, no need to brag. Okay.
But yeah, it was just so funny. Like pagers, they were such a big thing for like 2 or 3 years, and then texting became a thing and they just went, boop, gone.
Yeah, that's really interesting. But yeah, I don't feel like that's a Christmas, like it's not a Christmas gift I would personally give somebody. Also like dish towels and a journal. It was kind of a hodgepodge. Like, he's a typical man where he doesn't know quite what to get women, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Because it's on the lines of like, oh, hey, I got you a vacuum for Christmas kind of thing.
I did also get the sense that, like, the idea was that he was going to propose Christmas night.
Yeah.
But what he ended up doing was, like, he bought those gifts as, like, a delay, like, to get her off the track until that moment. But then the work thing came up, so it kind of all fell apart. So then he was like, I'll just give her these gifts and then I'll keep the ring, but we'll do it another time. And then he was like, no, I'm going to do it now before I get on the plane. And probably a good thing he did.
Yeah. Absolutely. That was a very awkward family Christmas, too. Oof. And no, it's not a Christmas movie. This does not count. Stop it. Stop trying to make it a thing.
Christmas presents, Christmas dinner.
Fine. If this is a Christmas movie, then Die Hard absolutely is a Christmas movie, whether you want to admit it or not. It's the same concept, buddy. Same concept.
Attention, trading card collectors! Are you ready to take your collection to the next level? Dive into the action with the limited edition Australian wrestling card, showcasing the most electrifying talents Australia has to offer. Imagine owning cards featuring legends such as Robbie Eagles, Shazza McKenzie, Shane Hayes, Madison Eagles, and many, many more. But that's not all. You'll also snag cards of the iconic referees, commentators, and announcers, just like me, Lord Andy Coyne, to truly capture the spirit of Australian independent wrestling. And as our homegrown talent continues to dominate the world stage, Ozres cards are destined to become hot commodities. Not only will you be owning a valuable piece of wrestling history, but you'll also be supporting the amazing wrestlers and talented photographers behind the magic. So don't wait! Grab your Australian wrestling cards now at pariomagazine.com.au/Ozres cards. Order today and kickstart your collection with a bang!
And then, so once he does get on the plane, what did you think of the plane crash scene?
So I was watching this in my room, and everybody was sleeping, which I did not know. And I thought my door was shut all the way, and it was not. So when the cockpit blew out, all I heard from both my mom and Chloe were, "What was that? What happened?" And I was like, nothing happened. You guys can go back to sleep. Sorry. It was just in my movie. There's just chaos happening in the sky. Something blew out at the side of a plane, and they were like, I thought someone was banging down the door. So yeah, it's a very intense sequence, especially if you're not prepared for it, because it happens just very all of a sudden too. Not even like the initial
plane crashes happen.
Well, no, but I'm saying it like it was the plane crash wasn't like instantaneous. It was like a gradual thing that happened. Like first, like one thing went wrong, and then like you thought it was like going to be okay, and then everything just started going down from there. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't Final Destination exploding things. You know?
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, it's plane
massive.
It's terrifying, and then also like, just the sheer amount of luck to even survive that plane crash is crazy.
Well, yeah, because you have like huge cargo pallets, and you know, in my head when I was watching this happen, I thought somebody was going to get smushed by like a cargo pallet in the, you know, something like that.
Yeah, the guy that smashes his head on the roof. I'm like, oh, he's getting crushed next.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and because it had been forever since I had seen this. Also, this was only my second time ever seeing Castaway, which is probably another reason why I didn't remember a whole lot about it. But yeah, that also, I thought, you know, drowning is always a possibility, especially when he's trying to go up for air and his raft gets caught on one of the cargo things or whatever. Like, so many things go wrong in this crash. It's insane.
And then when he gets out, like the engine that's on the wing is like coming towards him and like bearing down. Oh god! And then it hits the water and it explodes. So it's like, just to have not copped a bit of shrapnel or anything. Not, like even when he's underwater, the raft gets caught and like.
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't
he's not going to get out of the water. It's like just crazy that he even survives.
Yeah, the fact that he didn't even get like hit unconscious. Like I was thinking he'd get hit unconscious, and you know, there's always a possibility of drowning or something like that. But no, all he did was lose his shoes. So good on him for not perishing.
Yeah, and then another really intense scene that we get later as well is the tooth removal, which they kind of. They set that up from very early on, where he's really like a dentist being like, "Hey, can you get me in? Like, I've got this tooth thing. It's kind of still hurting a lot. So let's sort that out when I get home." And then, yeah, a couple of years later, he's stuck on an island and has no choice but to take his own tooth out with a
ice skate. Yeah, that was gnarly. Oh my gosh. Jesus.
Especially when they give you like, you see the blood spurt and then it goes like slow mo and he passes out. You're like, oh man.
Yeah, like that was like something you would have seen in Hostel or something. Because I don't remember it being that gruesome to watch.
Oh,
like,
I
that
do.
intense.
I remember that scene being the most intense, but yeah.
That was rough. That the coral where he's like walking through the number one, he's getting his feet chopped up because of all the rocks and stuff like that on the beach. But when he punctures his leg with the coral, I was like, oh, that's going to get gross real quick kind of thing. Ugh.
Oh, yeah. Coral will mess you up. And then, like, even walking around on... I've seen people walking around on rocks at the beach and, like, oyster shells.
Oh, God, those are awful.
They're like razor blades. So
yeah.
I've seen people with slashed feet because they're like, oh, we're just walking on the rocks. I'm like, nope, that's oysters.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I never thought water shoes were a good thing, but when I went on my cruise last year, my roommate was like, oh, hey, you're going to need some water shoes because the sand and the ground will tear your feet up if you're not careful. And I was like, it'll be fine. But no, I ended up buying them anyway on Amazon, best investment ever. Because, yeah, it was no joke. You don't know what's like under under the sand and stuff. But yeah, it was rough. The only thing I can say is in this movie, with how much blood he lost in the water, I'm really surprised that they didn't include a shark anywhere. Like, I would have sworn there would have been like a shark incident in this movie somehow.
Yeah, I think the thing there is because of like the reef
Yeah.
and the crazy waves, it was probably somewhat protected a little bit. But yeah, there would have been sharks in and around there.
Yeah.
Probably just not big man-eater ones.
No, that's what went through my head was, man, that's a lot of blood. You're trucking through water trying to catch fish. You're gonna get bit. But hey, at least he didn't.
We didn't need the shark. The poor guy went through enough. He didn't need to also deal with sharks.
Hey, Bruce needs to eat, okay? Fish are friends, not food, so people gotta be food then. Okay, just saying. Just saying.
And then it gets like real dark too. Like we mentioned, he attempts to off himself with the bit of rope that he does have off the tree, and like he mocks it up with the like dummy, and then realizes, well, I'm glad I tested that because that branch just immediately snapped.
Yeah, he definitely would have. He would have been gone, but it would have not been in like a nice
It
way.
wouldn't have been pretty.
Yeah, it would not have been pretty.
But yeah, it's just real dark when it gets to that. You're like, oh, he got to that point.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they don't show that. They just like
Imply it.
like reveal it and imply it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was low, and it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
the whole like theme of this movie is like sometimes you just got to get through, keep living, just
Yeah.
keep living, and it'll eventually swings and roundabouts come back the other way, and you'll be all right. But yeah, it's tough. Obviously, Wilson becomes an emotional anchor, like gives him something to bounce back and forward on and get through those difficult moments as well.
I love Wilson. He has his own like personality. You can tell that, as odd as it is, like Tom Hanks's character really actually goes through a lot of emotions with him because it is like his friend. So he, goes through, gives him his face again when his face starts to wash away and stuff like that. There's just a bunch of different things, the heartfelt conversations that he has with Wilson, which are also kind of, leaning on the whole "you're losing it" kind of moment. But yeah, and then obviously he goes through, I feel like he almost grieves losing Wilson.
Oh yeah, that scene at the end where
so
Wilson like is
awful.
drifting away in the water is heartbreaking, and it's like
Yeah.
it's a ball, and
It's a
somehow
ball.
I feel terrible.
Right. Yeah. So, and the fact that they are able to pull those emotions out of the audience, just shows how well done this was. Because, yeah, I don't think I would have had emotions like that over a volleyball, but here I am, like almost grieving for Wilson with him.
And it's also like it's symbolism for like him having to like let go of the island as well. Like after 4 years, he was kind of doing all right. He was in a place where he was getting by,
Yeah.
and once he still has it. Obviously, like I need to get out of here.
Yeah.
He's just going through the motions, surviving, and then when luck goes his way with the side of the porta potty washing up on shore.
Yep.
Yeah, he builds the raft, manages to get through the crazy swell with the ingenious idea of the pop-up sail,
Yeah.
and then loses Wilson and has to like let go of that side of his life and like go back to normal, real world stuff. Mm-hmm. But we also get like a moment of peace with the whales. Where
Yeah.
he's just like chilling out, and then the whales kind of assume the protector role that Wilson had.
Yeah.
And like they kind of just follow him and make sure he's awake for when the ship does come by.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Which is crazy when you see that, like those things move so fast.
Yes.
They don't look like they're moving fast, but they are moving.
No, even when you're on a ship, like it doesn't feel like you're going as fast as you actually are, but you are moving. I also love that he the packages that he saves, like you can tell he really was dedicated to his job because he was just going up picking up all the packages that he could, and then he utilizes them later on, which I think was genius on his part. Desperation and everything, but he keeps just that one package, and he wants to make sure that it's like the one thing that like gets saved, I guess, with him probably.
Yeah, it's like in that moment you would kind of be like, I'm just opening everything, I don't care. But
Yeah.
he's also like, just got to complete the job, got to at least deliver one of these packages.
Yeah. And he was also genius for using like the videotapes. He was using that to help with making the raft and stuff like that. And obviously using the ice skate to his advantage for several things. It's like, desperate times call for desperate measures, and you can tell that he is at that desperation point. But it's really fun. It's really cool to see how they were able to utilize certain things you wouldn't normally utilize.
And then when he is rescued and starts to make his way back to Memphis, he obviously enjoys some of the finer things in life. Tom Hanks' seemingly favourite drink, Dr. Pepper, because he also, in Forrest Gump, is like, I had so many of these Dr. Peppers in one day.
I was going to say, there's got to be a reason you're wearing that shirt, not just because you like it, but because... Yes, it ties in with this, of course. You're always themed somehow. If you can be themed, you are on theme.
Yeah, because he gets a Dr. Pepper with 2 cups of ice because he really likes ice, but obviously also likes Dr. Pepper because in Forrest Gump, he has the scene where he's like, I had like 13 Dr. Peppers that day.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling Tom Hanks' favourite drink is a Dr. Pepper.
I feel like you were just... Maybe he's not drinking Dr. Pepper, though. Maybe, what if he's drinking Pepsi?
No.
I just wanted to see your reaction. It's fantastic.
And then with the return to, obviously he ends up going back to see Kelly. What did you think of that sort of reunion scene for them as well?
It's gut-wrenching and awful. Like, obviously no one expects her to have stuck around and, just put her life on pause for 4 years while he was missing. But you feel...
Assumed dead.
Yeah, assumed...
Like most people except her.
Yeah, like his coworker even told him, like, we had a funeral for you and everything, like we had a casket, you were in the ground. So yeah, obviously you don't expect her to put her life on hold. Obviously she's going to have time to grieve and then she's going to move on with her life. So it's kind of just sad to see the realization hit him, like that everything's kind of just moved on without him. But at the same time, it has taken a toll on her and stuff like that. So they both have to learn how to move on past that now, even with him being alive.
Yeah, like it's a total justified reaction from her, and I think Helen Hunt's performance in that scene is fantastic as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It gets a little strange when she's like you don't really know, like there's parts where you don't really know if she's going to just leave her whole life behind now and run away with him because that's what her heart wants her to do. But at the same time, he kind of brings her back to reality and, tells her, like, even though you're the love of my life, I want you to be happy and this is the life you have now. So it's one of those, like, acceptance moments kind of thing.
And I think that's where the Wilson scene plays into it as well. Like it taught him to let things go, even if you don't really want to.
Yep, absolutely.
And then the ending scene where he returns that package... Well, yeah, attempts to. And then it finishes back at the crossroads where the film starts, where we first see the FedEx truck. What did you think of that ending where it's kind of Chuck standing at a crossroads deciding which way to go now?
I love it. I think it's really fitting. I also love the fact that it's not just that one package that he's returning. Like you can see he's got a volleyball and he's got a pair of ice skates.
He's got a pair of skates.
Yeah, so he's on a mission to like at least get these presents to these people so his job can get done. But at the same time, he also is wondering what his life could be like if he just takes a different path almost and just moves on.
Yeah, it's like, what if I don't do the job and I just follow that lady with the wings?
Yeah. So it leaves it's a really great closing sequence, and it makes you wonder like what did the character choose later on in life, and like how did he go about that. So I liked it. It was a really fun kind of ending, and I think it made sense.
Yeah, it's like the classic Sopranos fade to black ending where it's like ambiguous enough where you're like, oh, I wonder, like different people would have different interpretations of how that ended, but I think it's all just like thematically it's just about like don't take anything for granted. Don't regret anything, because if you have regrets well, you made wrong choices, I guess, and
Yeah.
just, yeah, that idea of just stay alive. Just keep
trucking.
moving forward, because can't change things, so you might as well just keep moving forward and get through it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
The other thing, obviously with FedEx, I blew your mind with the FedEx logo recently.
Oh, how is like the arrow, right? Like it's
Yeah, there's the arrow in the FedEx logo.
You know, I feel like somebody else had told me that at one point,
again,
but I never remembered that.
idea of keep moving forward.
Yeah, I never registered that 100%, and now I can never unsee it.
Unsee it.
Yeah, you can't. It's 100% true.
Yeah. Once you had that pointed out to you, like, well, now I can not see the arrow in the FedEx logo.
Yeah, like I could have lived my whole life never noticing that, and now that I have, I just can't stop staring at the little arrow. Thanks.
Yep, classic negative space.
Mm.
Ultimately, with this movie now being 25 years later, how do you feel it holds up?
Oh, it holds up fantastically. It's a classic movie. I feel like it's one of those movies that everybody has seen, and if they haven't seen it, they will eventually see it just because of how iconic it is. Same thing, like, I think from a film standpoint, it's one of those, like, cinematography in it is fantastic, and the filming and everything that goes into it is just awesome. So it's not like, I wouldn't say it's one of my go-to movies, and I don't rewatch it obviously very often. But yeah, I think it's very well done, and it holds up, and it will continue to hold up probably.
Yeah. Also, production-wise,
Mm-hmm.
kind of a challenging movie as well. Like we mentioned, there was the big gaps because of the physical transformation.
Sure.
But in terms of audio as well, they basically had to re-record all of the island scenes.
Because of the weather and the background noise and stuff like that, I'm guessing?
The waves.
Oh, that would make sense.
All of the time they filmed it, all of the stuff they filmed actually on the island, no matter what they tried, they couldn't get the crashing waves to be blocked out enough that it was usable.
Oh, God.
So they then had to go back and re-record all of the audio to then sync with the video.
That would also make sense as to why he doesn't have a ton of, like, conversation on the island itself. Like, a lot of his conversation with Wilson takes place in the cave. And I feel like that wouldn't have been that difficult to probably record. But yeah, most of the conversation that he has on the island is just like him shouting, where it's, not so hard probably for them to reenact.
Yeah. But yeah, just really well done. And then in terms of a rating, what would you give Castaway as well?
So this movie for me personally is like a 4 because it's not something that I would gravitate towards watching like regularly, I guess. But it is a monumental movie, so it's fantastic. It's nothing against that. For me personally, it's like a 4 because I don't gravitate towards it very often.
Yeah, see, I'm in a similar vein, but I gave it a 5 because I don't rewatch it because it is so traumatizing and difficult to watch in terms of the struggles and the emotions that it imparts. So yeah, I gave it a 5 out of 5. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely worth a rewatch now, 25 years later.
26.
5. But thank you everyone for listening to the commentary booth. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe on podcast services and on YouTube. You can follow Corrina on Instagram at Miss Corrina Renee. And where else?
You can also follow at living_dead_books. I'm in the process of almost finishing the 700 and some odd page book that came out. And then I have 2 other reviews coming out this week, I think, probably. I keep forgetting to just post them. So go me. I'm failing, but it's fine.
Wackadoo.
Sinking ship.
And then you can follow me on social media at JamieUpsMedia and at Pario Magazine.